Maybe you've heard the buzz about turmeric, that vibrant golden spice, and started adding it to your routine, hoping for natural relief. So many seniors are turning to it, drawn by the promise that its active compound, curcumin, can help ease aches, support heart health, and even keep the mind sharp. But here's a frustrating truth many don't realize. Are you sure you're getting those benefits? What if common, everyday foods you eat, like your morning yogurt or the dressing on your salad, are actually blocking turmeric's power without you knowing it? These simple combinations can stop curcumin from being absorbed, essentially wasting your efforts. Don't let that happen. Here at Elders Guidance, we want you to get the real results you deserve. In this guide, we'll clearly show you the 3 surprising food types to avoid pairing with turmeric. And more importantly, we'll reveal the 3 simple things you can pair it with to dramatically boost its effectiveness, helping you truly unlock its potential for better health and well-being. Before we get started, I'd love to know where you're joining me from today. Drop a comment below and feel free to ask any questions you have. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss a health-boosting tip from Elders Guidance. So, why is everyone talking about turmeric these days, especially those of us navigating life past 70? Well, part of it comes down to simply listening to our bodies. As we gather more years and wisdom, we might notice things feel a bit different than they used to. It's not just the occasional morning stiffness we mentioned. Maybe you find your energy levels dip a little sooner in the day, or your digestion feels a bit more sensitive or sluggish. Perhaps retrieving a name takes an extra second, that little bit of brain fog. Or you notice it takes a little longer to bounce back after a busy day of gardening or playing with the grandkids. These aren't signs of decline. Think of them more as shifts, changes our bodies naturally navigate over time. And as these shifts happen, many wise, older adults find themselves drawn towards gentler ways to support their health. There's a growing desire for remedies that come from the earth, things used for generations, that work with our bodies rather than against them. Many are looking for alternatives or complements to prescription medications, perhaps wanting to avoid potential side effects or simply feeling more empowered by taking a natural approach. It connects us back to nature and back to a sense of taking gentle, proactive care of ourselves. And right at the heart of this movement, we find turmeric. This humble root, related to ginger, has been used in cooking and traditional medicine, particularly in Asia, for literally thousands of years. But the real star of the show within turmeric is a compound called curcumin. That's what gives turmeric its brilliant yellow-orange color, but more importantly, it's where most of the health buzz comes from. Now, let's talk simply about what curcumin does. Scientists have found it has 2 powerful properties. It's a potent anti-inflammatory. Think of inflammation like your body's response to an injury. Like when a cut gets red and swollen. That's helpful in the short term. But sometimes, inflammation can become chronic, like a low fire constantly smoldering inside your body. This chronic inflammation is linked to many conditions that become more common with age. Curcumin acts like a natural, soothing balm, helping to gently dial down that internal fire. It's a strong antioxidant. You know how iron rusts or a cut apple turns brown when exposed to air? That's oxidation. Something similar happens inside our bodies constantly, causing wear and tear on our cells. Antioxidants are like protectors. They act like a shield or a protective coating, helping to guard our cells against this damage. Curcumin is packed with these protective antioxidants. Because of these amazing properties, studies and real-world experience suggest curcumin, and therefore turmeric, can offer support in several key areas important to seniors. Joint comfort. This is a big one. By helping to calm inflammation, turmeric may ease the stiffness, aches, and discomfort associated with arthritis or just general wear and tear in the joints. Maybe it's like John from Florida, who finds that adding turmeric to his routine seems to make his morning gardening sessions a bit easier on his knees. Heart health. Research points to turmeric supporting healthy blood vessels and circulation, which is crucial for long-term cardiovascular wellness. Brain health. There's exciting research suggesting curcumin helps protect our brain cells and support cognitive function, including memory, as we age. Perhaps it's like Mary, who feels a little sharper and quicker during her weekly bridge game since she started her turmeric tea ritual. Digestive support. For some, turmeric seems to help soothe and calm the digestive system. Now, it's important to be realistic. Turmeric isn't a magic pill or a cure-all, but the science is encouraging, suggesting it can be a genuinely hopeful and helpful addition to a healthy lifestyle focused on well-being. And people are embracing it. You see seniors incorporating turmeric in all sorts of simple, delicious ways. Many enjoy making golden milk, warming up some milk. We'll talk about the best kinds later. Stirring in turmeric, maybe a touch of honey, and that all-important pinch of black pepper. Others are stirring it into their morning oatmeal or scrambling it into their eggs. It blends beautifully into fruit smoothies, adding color and goodness. It's a wonderful addition to warming soups, stews, and lentil dishes. And of course, for convenience, many choose to take it in capsule or supplement form, often found right at the local pharmacy or grocery store. It's versatile, natural, and easy to make part of your daily routine. If you enjoyed this video, comment 1 to let me know. If not, comment 2. Your thought matters to me either way. Let's start with something found in almost every American refrigerator: dairy products. Now, we're not talking about a simple glass of plain milk or a spoonful of plain, unsweetened yogurt necessarily. We're focusing here on the more processed dairy items. Think about those convenient, individually wrapped American cheese slices, the flavored yogurts loaded with sugar and additives, powdered coffee creamers, processed cheese spreads that come in tubs or jars, cheese food, and even some types of ice cream or dairy desserts. These are the items crafted for long shelf life and specific textures, often using ingredients beyond just simple milk. So what's the issue when these processed dairy items meet turmeric? There are a couple of potential problems, especially for those of us over 70. 1. Digestive strain. These processed products are often packed with things like preservatives, thickeners, stabilizers, artificial flavors, and quite often added sugars. These extras can sometimes be harder for our digestive systems to handle, especially if things are already a bit sensitive or slower than they used to be. When your digestion is working overtime just to break down these complex ingredients, it can struggle to effectively absorb other nutrients at the same time, including that valuable curcumin from your turmeric. 3. The curcumin binding theory. Here's something interesting researchers have noticed. Certain proteins found abundantly in dairy products, especially when processed, seem to have the ability to latch onto curcumin molecules. Imagine the dairy protein putting tiny handcuffs on the curcumin. When this happens, the curcumin isn't free to be absorbed into your bloodstream, where it can do its anti-inflammatory work. It essentially gets neutralized or blocked before it can offer you its benefits. 4. Think about some common meals. Maybe you enjoy scrambled eggs with melted processed cheese and sprinkled turmeric on top. Or perhaps you stir a flavored powdered creamer into your morning coffee right after taking your turmeric supplement. Or blend turmeric into a smoothie made with a heavily sweetened fruit yogurt. In these everyday scenarios, the processed dairy might unfortunately be working against the turmeric you're intentionally adding for your health. Smarter swaps. The good news is, there are easy and delicious alternatives. If you enjoy creamy textures or milky drinks, Try exploring unsweetened plant-based milks like almond milk, oat milk, soy milk, or coconut milk. These options are generally easier to digest, are less inflammatory for many people, and don't contain those dairy proteins that might bind the curcumin. They work beautifully in smoothies, in coffee or tea, and are perfect for making a truly beneficial golden milk. Just warm your favorite plant milk with turmeric, a pinch of black pepper, and maybe a tiny touch of raw honey. If you enjoy plain, unsweetened yogurt and find you tolerate it well, perhaps try having it at a different time of day, not right alongside your turmeric dose, just to be safe. By being mindful of processed dairy when you take your turmeric, you give that golden spice a much better chance to work effectively for you. Next up are foods that are high in acid, particularly those heavy in vinegar. What kinds of things fit into this category? We're talking about most bottled salad dressings, especially the vinaigrette types. Think about pickles and pickled vegetables like beets or onions, sweet relish, ketchup, many types of mustard, and some tangy barbecue sauces. It also includes marinades that rely heavily on vinegar or lots of lemon or lime juice, and even some side dishes like coleslaw that might have a very vinegar-forward dressing. These items add a certain zing and are very common in American meals. But when you consume these highly acidic foods right alongside your turmeric, it can create a couple of issues. 1. Curcumin instability. Remember how we said curcumin is the powerhouse in turmeric? Well, it turns out curcumin is a little bit delicate. It prefers a stable environment to do its job properly. When you introduce it into a highly acidic environment, like your stomach filled with vinegar-heavy dressing, the curcumin molecule can become unstable. Think of it like an old sensitive photograph. If you expose it to harsh sunlight, the high acid, it can fade and break down quickly. Similarly, high acidity can start to degrade the curcumin before your body even gets a chance to absorb it and put it to use. 2. Digestive discomfort. For many older adults who might already manage things like acid reflux, heartburn, or just have a more sensitive stomach lining, combining turmeric with very acidic foods can sometimes stir up trouble. You might notice increased discomfort, a bit of bloating, or that familiar burning sensation. While turmeric itself is often soothing for digestion, this particular combination can sometimes backfire. Consider these common scenarios. You make a lovely large green salad and pour a generous amount of your favorite bottled Italian dressing over it. Then take your turmeric capsule. Or you enjoy a turkey sandwich piled high with pickles and mustard, washed down with a warm cup of turmeric tea. Maybe you even thought adding turmeric to your favorite vinegar-based marinade for chicken was a healthy boost. In these cases, the high acidity might be unintentionally working against the turmeric. Smarter swaps. Again, there are simple adjustments. Instead of relying on bottled dressings, try whisking up your own simple vinaigrette. Use a base of extra virgin olive oil, which is actually a healthy fat that helps turmeric absorption. More on that later. Add just a touch of lemon juice or apple cider vinegar for tang, maybe some herbs, and definitely a pinch of black pepper. Another fantastic turmeric booster we'll discuss soon. It's quick, delicious, and much friendlier to curcumin. Another great strategy is timing. If you love pickles or enjoy foods with a strong vinegar taste, simply try to eat them at a different meal or a few hours apart from when you take your turmeric. Give your body that space. It's not that these acidic foods are inherently bad. They often add wonderful flavor. It's just about avoiding that direct combination in the same meal to give your turmeric the best chance to work. Now, let's talk about something that often feels comforting, familiar, maybe even a little nostalgic. Sugary cereals and baked goods. This includes most of those colorful breakfast cereals lining the supermarket aisles. The frosted ones, the flakes, the puffs. Many store-bought muffins, cookies, cakes, pastries, and donuts. It also covers candies, sugary sodas and juices, and even those seemingly healthy granola bars that can often be packed with hidden sugars. We're primarily focusing on foods high in refined sugars, like white sugar, brown sugar, corn syrup, or high fructose corn syrup, and those made with refined grains like white flour. And yes, turmeric has even started popping up in some of these items. You might see turmeric muffins or turmeric cookies advertised, positioned as a healthier treat. But here's the hidden issue. If these foods are loaded with refined sugars, combining them with turmeric creates a fundamental conflict in your body. Here's why this pairing is problematic. 1. The inflammation conflict. This is the most crucial point. As we've discussed, the main reason many seniors turn to turmeric is for its powerful anti-inflammatory properties, its ability to help calm that internal fire. But refined sugar does the exact opposite. Sugar is highly inflammatory. It triggers inflammation throughout your body. So when you eat turmeric alongside a sugary treat, you're sending completely contradictory messages. It's like trying to put out a fire with one hand while pouring gasoline on it with the other. The sugar's inflammatory effect essentially cancels out the anti-inflammatory work the turmeric is trying to do. 2. Insulin spikes. Absorption issues. Foods high in refined sugars cause a rapid spike in your blood sugar levels, which then triggers a surge of insulin. This roller coaster stresses your metabolism and creates a kind of internal chaos. This state can actually interfere with how your body absorbs all nutrients, and that includes the beneficial curcumin from your turmeric. For older adults who may be watching their blood sugar levels, managing weight, or concerned about energy crashes and brain fog, this combination is particularly unhelpful. Think about these situations. Sprinkling turmeric onto a bowl of sweet breakfast cereal, hoping to make it healthier. Grabbing one of those store-bought turmeric muffins with your coffee. Taking your turmeric capsule right after enjoying a slice of cake or a couple of cookies for dessert. Or ordering a trendy turmeric latte that's made with sweet syrups. In these moments, the sugar is likely overriding the potential benefits of the turmeric. Smarter swaps. You don't have to give up satisfying foods. Focus on whole food options. Instead of sugary cereal, try unsweetened oatmeal topped with berries, nuts, and seeds, and your turmeric. Choose whole grain toast with avocado or almond butter. Blend turmeric into smoothies made with leafy greens, low-sugar fruits, like berries, and a healthy fat source. If you crave a little sweetness, opt for very small amounts of more natural choices like raw honey, which we'll see later is actually a turmeric booster. Pure maple syrup or sweetness from whole fruits like dates. The key is moderation with any sweetener. Get in the habit of reading labels on packaged foods. You might be surprised where hidden sugars are lurking. By avoiding the direct pairing of turmeric with high-sugar, refined foods, you allow its anti-inflammatory power to shine through much more effectively. The first and perhaps most important partner for your turmeric is something you almost certainly have in your kitchen right now. Simple black pepper. It seems unassuming, doesn't it? But hiding inside black pepper is a remarkable natural compound called piperine. This is what gives pepper its characteristic bite. And here's the astonishing part. Studies have shown that piperine can increase your body's absorption of curcumin, that active powerhouse in turmeric, by up to 2,000%. Yes, you read that right. 2,000%. That's not just a small improvement, that's a game changer. Without piperine, as we discussed, much of the curcumin passes through unused. But add just a little black pepper, and suddenly, the amount your body can actually take in skyrockets. How does it work its magic? Think of piperine as a helpful guide for curcumin. It seems to do a couple of things. It makes the lining of your intestines a bit more receptive or permeable, essentially opening the door wider for curcumin to pass through into your bloodstream. It also seems to slow down your liver's efforts to quickly break down and eliminate curcumin, giving it more time to circulate and do its beneficial work. Why is this especially crucial for seniors? Because, as we mentioned, our absorption can naturally become a bit less efficient with age. Adding black pepper helps overcome that barrier, making the turmeric you consume far more potent and effective, ensuring your body gets the maximum possible benefit from every dose. And the best part? You don't need much. We're talking just a pinch. About 1/8 of a teaspoon or even less is often enough. One important tip: try to use freshly ground black pepper whenever possible. The piperine content is highest right after grinding. It tends to degrade over time in pre-ground pepper that sits in a shaker. Investing in a small, inexpensive pepper grinder can make a real difference here. Where should you add it? Simple. Anywhere you use turmeric. Stir that pinch into your golden milk or turmeric tea. Add it to scrambled eggs, soups, stews, or lentil dishes seasoned with turmeric. Sprinkle it over turmeric roasted vegetables. Even a tiny pinch in a turmeric smoothie works wonders. You likely won't even taste it. One last tip: if you take turmeric in supplement form, check the label. Many high-quality turmeric supplements now intentionally include piperine, often listed as piperine, or the patented name bioperine, precisely for this reason. If your supplement doesn't list it, you might not be getting the full absorption potential from the curcumin you're paying for. So remember, turmeric and black pepper aren't just good flavor partners. They are a powerful health team. Make it a habit. When you reach for the turmeric, reach for the black pepper too. It's such a small step for such potentially big results. Our next helper in making turmeric more effective might surprise you. It's healthy fat. Here's another key piece of the absorption puzzle. Curcumin, that star compound in turmeric, is what's known as fat-soluble. This simply means it dissolves in fat, not in water. Why does this matter so much? Because our bodies are largely water-based. For curcumin to get from your digestive system into your bloodstream, where it can travel to your joints, your brain, and other parts of your body, it needs a little help. It needs fat to dissolve into so it can be carried across the intestinal wall. Without any fat present when you consume turmeric, much of that precious curcumin might struggle to get absorbed. It could just get flushed out of your system without delivering its benefits. Making sure you consume turmeric with some healthy fat is crucial for getting those anti-inflammatory and antioxidant effects where you need them most. Now, it's important to talk about the type of fat. We need to choose our fats wisely. The heroes, good fats. We want to focus on healthy, natural fats. Think of things like extra virgin olive oil, creamy avocados and avocado oil, nuts like walnuts and almonds and their natural butters, seeds like chia seeds, hemp seeds, and flax seeds. It's best to grind flax seeds to access their benefits. And fatty fish like salmon, mackerel, and sardines. Not only do these fats help turmeric absorption, but they also offer their own wonderful health benefits, especially for supporting heart and brain health, with things like omega-3 fatty acids. The villains, unhealthy fats. On the other hand, we want to avoid pairing turmeric with unhealthy fats. These include things like margarine, vegetable shortening, trans fats, often found in processed baked goods and fried foods, deep-fried oils, and excessive amounts of highly processed vegetable oils like corn or soybean oil. These types of fats can actually increase inflammation in the body, effectively working against what the turmeric is trying to accomplish. Practical pairings. So how do you put this into practice? It's easy. If you're cooking vegetables, eggs, or lean protein, use a drizzle of olive oil or avocado oil along with your turmeric seasoning. Adding turmeric to a smoothie. Blend in half an avocado or a spoonful of almond butter. Making a turmeric-spiced soup or stew. Stir in a tablespoon of extra virgin olive oil just before serving. Enjoying baked salmon? Season it generously with turmeric and black pepper. If you take turmeric capsules, try to take them with a meal that includes some source of healthy fat, rather than on an empty stomach with just water. Think of healthy fat as the delivery truck for curcumin. Without the truck, the valuable package, curcumin, struggles to reach its destination throughout your body. But with the right kind of fat acting as the delivery vehicle, curcumin becomes far more available and effective, allowing you to truly feel the difference it can make. Our third booster is something many of us enjoy: honey. But we're not just talking about any honey, and it's about much more than just its sweet taste. We're specifically focusing on raw honey. When it's truly raw and unprocessed, honey is a powerhouse in its own right. It's naturally filled with beneficial antioxidants, contains compounds that can have anti-inflammatory effects, and holds natural enzymes that can support digestion and immunity. For centuries, people have reached for honey to soothe sore throats and coughs, recognizing its gentle healing properties. Now, the distinction between raw honey and the typical honey you see in the clear plastic bear-shaped bottle at the grocery store is absolutely crucial. Most commercial honey is heavily processed. It's often heated to high temperatures, pasteurized, to make it smooth and prevent crystallization, and sometimes filtered intensely. Unfortunately, this heat and processing can destroy many of the delicate enzymes and beneficial compounds that make honey so special. Raw honey, on the other hand, is typically unheated or minimally heated and lightly filtered, if at all. It often looks cloudier, might be thicker or more solid, crystallized, and still contains traces of pollen and those valuable enzymes and nutrients. Look for labels that specifically say raw and perhaps unfiltered. You can often find it at local farmers markets, health food stores, or directly from beekeepers. So, how does raw honey team up with turmeric? Synergy. Firstly, it makes turmeric more palatable, helping to balance its earthy flavor, especially in drinks. Secondly, raw honey's own gentle anti-inflammatory and antioxidant properties work beautifully alongside curcumins, creating a synergistic effect that can help soothe irritation, support immune function, and calm inflammation. How to use. Try the golden spoon. Mix about half a teaspoon of turmeric, and always add that pinch of black pepper, with a teaspoon of raw honey to form a paste. You can take this small spoonful once a day. Warm drinks. Stir a teaspoon of raw honey and your turmeric, plus pepper, into warm, not boiling hot, as high heat damages honey's enzymes. Water, or your favorite herbal tea for a comforting drink. Adding a squeeze of lemon makes a lovely morning tonic. Soothing remedy. This combination is particularly wonderful for easing a scratchy throat or cough. An important note on blood sugar. While raw honey is natural, it is still a form of sugar. If you are managing diabetes or need to watch your blood sugar levels carefully, it's essential to use raw honey in moderation. Think of it as a functional food here, used for its benefits, not as a free-for-all sweetener. Sticking to about 1 teaspoon or less per day is generally considered a safe and beneficial amount for most people when using it this way. Adding a little raw honey can be a smart, gentle, and delicious way to enhance your turmeric routine, helping your body absorb the good stuff while offering its own unique health-supporting gifts. So, we've learned how to help turmeric work better for you. Remember the key takeaways. Try to avoid combining it directly with processed dairy, highly acidic foods, or sugary items. Instead, team it up with that vital pinch of black pepper, some healthy fats, and maybe a little raw honey for the best results. Most importantly, remember that health is about progress, not perfection. Don't feel overwhelmed. Just start with small steps. Maybe tomorrow, add that pinch of pepper to your turmeric tea. Maybe swap your creamer for almond milk next week. These little choices truly add up over time. Taking these thoughtful actions to care for your body helps you feel stronger and calmer. Think of this knowledge as another tool to use your wisdom and experience for intentional living, because aging isn't decline, it's refinement. Making choices that support your body, mind, and spirit is empowering. If this helped, please share it with others. Here at Elders Guidance, we're dedicated to providing gentle, practical advice for vibrant aging. We hope you'll continue learning with us. Until next time, take good care of yourself. Making these small efforts is so important because you are absolutely worth it. If you enjoyed this video, comment 1 to let me know. If not, comment 2. Your thought matters to me either way.